Hello and welcome back to the channel. I am Gimpy Grappler. In this video, guys, I kind of want to change things up. I know it's been several months since my last video, and in that video I was showing you a little bit of my workout routine as I get back in the gym, to get back in shape, to return to training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu when I eventually return to Arizona. But I kind of want to change things up a little bit, and this is something that's been on my mind for quite some time that we're going to talk about in today's video. And I want to start talking about issues that those with disabilities, whether they be physical or mental, although I can only speak from the point of view of a person with a physical disability, I want to speak about some of the challenges that people with disabilities may face, whether that's finding purpose, managing relationships, finding meaningful employment, different topics like that. And it's something that's been on my mind, and I guess it's been on my mind because it's something that, as someone with a physical disability, these are all things I've faced and dealt with, and to some extent continue to deal with even today as an adult. So I really felt this was a topic that needed to be talked about, to spread awareness about it, but also to let others with disabilities know you're not alone in this. You're not the only one going through this, even though it may feel like you are. Okay, guys, so for this first video in this series, we're going to talk about finding purpose while living with a disability. And that can be a very broad topic, so we might end up covering a lot of different aspects. I do have some notes right here, so you will see me occasionally looking down at these, but that's just because I want to make sure I hit all of the major points that I've written down as I've kind of gathered my notes for this video. So, finding purpose with a disability. Well, what is purpose? Purpose is something for me personally that's my reason for getting up in the morning. What drives you? What are you passionate about? Is it your job? Is there a hobby you enjoy doing you would like to turn into a career? That is purpose. For someone with a disability, a purpose can be as simple as just having a job, and no matter what that job is, it can be a very complex job or it could be a very simple job, but it gives them a sense of purpose, a reason to get up in the mornings to get their day started. I've struggled with that throughout my life. I've had jobs in the past. For the last several years, I would say at this point more than a decade, I've actually been on disability benefits. And while I'm appreciative of that, the pay is not spectacular, and you definitely can't live independently off of that income solely. Luckily, I have a very supportive wife who goes above and beyond to take care of us, and make sure that we have everything we need and pretty much everything we ever want. Still, as a married couple, we do struggle and we do have to save to get a lot of the things we want, but we manage to find a way and get through. And I do what I can financially to contribute and help. But let's circle back to the topic. Okay, we've talked about what finding purpose is, but where do you find purpose? For me personally, I find purpose in my hobbies and the things that I enjoy. That's training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. That's building my car into a track day car. That's making videos about those topics. So my first point to you, if you're watching this video and you're wondering, where do I find that purpose? Start looking at the things that really interest you, the things that even if you didn't get paid for doing them, you would still do them just because you love them. So look at your hobbies and your passions. That's most likely going to be where you find your purpose. All right. Okay, guys. So the next thing you want to talk about is I guess your social circle or your family. Personally, and what I mean, well, let me back up. We're going to talk about your friends and your family, but in the aspect of you need to understand that living with a disability, a lot of things in life are challenging. For those of you that don't have a disability, you may not understand that. Those of you that have a disability, you fully understand what I'm saying. A lot of people, and especially those closest to you, may look at the thing you want to do and think that it's not realistic. And while they may be coming from a good place with that concern, if it's something you truly love and you truly want to do and you truly feel called to do it, you can't let friends and family discourage you. Be willing to listen to their criticism. Take constructive criticism. But if it's something you truly love and you truly care about, don't let friends and family say, oh, well, that's not reasonable. You can achieve anything you want, but on the flip side of that, you need to be prepared to understand that the idea you have in your head may not necessarily turn out exactly as you envisioned it, and you need to be willing to adapt and change the plan as needed to continue to work towards that goal or pursue that passion. The next thing I would say, guys, is join a support group. There are tons of groups on Facebook for just about any hobby under the sun. Anything you're interested in, you can find a group on Facebook to find other like-minded individuals that share the same passion. And networking with people that share those same passions is a great way to get into the community of whatever you're interested in, but also a way to make connections so you have other people to lean on or take advice from, or maybe they can reach out to someone else that may be able to help with your unique situation or help you pursue that passion. To add to that, make sure you're surrounding yourself with positive people. And don't get me wrong, everyone's allowed to have a down day. Everybody has down days. And that may be a video, something we discuss in another video. But, you're going to have days where, you may feel like, why am I doing this? I'm not making the progress I feel like I should be making, or I don't feel like I'm making any progress. I would say don't get discouraged, but if you do, don't stay there and dwelling on the downside of it too long. Take a break. Find something relaxing to do. If you have a mentor, talk to the mentor. If you have someone that's kind of coaching you on whatever you're doing, talk to them about it. If you're religious, lean into your faith. Pray. If you're religious, pray. If you are religious and you do attend services, my church actually has groups called Grow Groups, where my group was specifically just men. It was other men. We would get together and we would discuss those things, as well as discussing various religious topics and theology. So if you're religious, that's an avenue you can go down for support and guidance. And then when you're ready and, you've kind of gotten out of the discouraged phase, jump back into your project or whatever you were working on. We've talked about support groups. Create a vision board, guys. That's something that when it was first told to me, I kind of laughed at the idea. But since I've started doing that, it's been a great tool, and it's just a visual reminder of what you're trying to achieve. For me, mine and I'll put a picture of it up if I can find it. It's things I wanted to achieve, like a house in Arizona. At that time, it was a motorcycle. I need to actually update my vision board and change the motorcycle to something else I'm trying to achieve. A picture of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to remind me that I want to get back to training that. Whatever it is that relates to you, build that vision board, and I'll try to link some videos for some ideas for creating vision boards down in the description below. Another thing I would say, guys, find some self-help books, and that's a very broad term. Read books about your hobby or your passion or the thing you're trying to pursue. Gain a knowledge base. The more knowledge you have going into it, the better off you'll be, and you'll be more driven to pursue it if you have a knowledge base rather than trying to build a knowledge base while trying to achieve something. So take the time to read some books or watch some YouTube videos. Build a knowledge base about whatever it is you want to do. Another thing I find relaxing is I like to go to coffee shops. I'll go to coffee shops and take whatever I'm trying to learn about. I will take a book, or I'll take my iPad and I will sit there with my AirPods and I'll read the book, or I'll research stuff about whatever I'm trying to pursue while sitting at the coffee shop. And it's a very quiet place. Usually you're not going to be, people aren't going to be bothering you. You will have a little bit of noise from the coffee shop running, but that's where the earbuds come in. So you can kind of drown out that outside noise if that's distracting to you. Now we're going to circle all the way back, and again, talking about finding purpose. Again, I'm going to speak from my experience. Having grown up in the South, or southeastern United States, I will say that for me personally, a lot of people love the Southeast United States. Me personally, I don't care for it. Specifically, the weather is not conducive to a physical disability because of the humidity, and especially during the winter when it's cold. It's not conducive. I have some aches and pains. But I've also found that a lot of the mentality in the South, and I'm not speaking for the South entirely, but a large portion of it, it's very old school in the sense that it's let's do things the way they've always been done. Let's not try to grow or do things in a new way that may be better. The old way works, let's keep doing it. And with that, you get a lot of people that see someone with a disability and they automatically assume, well, what can he do, or what can they do? They're in a wheelchair or they walk with a cane. What can they do? It's more of a poor them mentality, more of a what I call a pity mentality than a accepting mentality where they're like, yeah, okay, this person walks with a cane, but let's at least give them an opportunity and see if they can, see what they can do. And again, that's just my personal experience. I remember one job in particular. It was right after I had left my job as a correctional specialist over in Mississippi. I had actually applied for an IT position with a local company. And for those of you that don't know, I was actually an IT major in college. So I do have a knowledge base. But basically, I showed up to the interview 30 minutes early. Showed up, I was sitting in my vehicle. The lady came out and asked what I was doing there. I told her I was there for whatever time the interview was. I said I'm here for like an 8:30 interview. She said, okay, well, come on in. And at the time, I had a big jacked up truck. Unfortunately, I don't have any pictures of it to put in the video. but I had a big jacked up truck. And so I opened the door, swung my legs around, jumped down out of the truck, turned around to get the crutch out of the truck. When I did, the woman who had told me to come on in was standing there watching me. And when she saw me pull the crutch out of my truck and put it on my arm to walk in, the look on her face immediately changed. And I can't really describe to you in great detail because that's been 10 plus years ago. I would say closer to probably 12. But the look on her face just changed, and I immediately knew, I'm like, this interview is pointless. It doesn't matter what my credentials are. They're not going to give me an opportunity just because of my disability. And while they didn't admit that, I never heard anything back about that job. And the qualifications they required for that position, I well exceeded based off of the job posting. So I truly believe that my disability did play a factor in them not offering me the position, because they look and see that and think, well, he's not going to be able to handle the job. And again, I'm only speaking from my experience, and I'm not speaking for everyone in the Southeast as a whole. Again, speaking from my experience, I found that in the Southeast, it's a lot of what I again refer to as the pity mentality. They see someone with a disability and automatically think, well, he can't do that, without even giving the opportunity to prove or disprove that I can or can't. So anyway, guys, let's get back on the positive side of things, finding purpose. We talked about creating the vision board. We talked about surrounding yourself with positive people. Be willing to listen to feedback from people, especially those positive people you have around you. Be willing to listen to and accept their feedback, and use their feedback to adjust your plan. Another thing for finding purpose, or at least, keeping your mental health good, start a blog or a video blog. Talking about your feelings and what you're facing and what you're dealing with. And again, that circles back to connecting with that community, whether it be a disability community or a community to pursue a passion. Create that content, or find a way to express what you're feeling and what you're dealing with. But don't be afraid to share that content with other people that may be facing the same things you were. You may help them, and you can begin to build a support system through each other and make other connections that could lead to opportunities with your passions. But it would also give you that network of people to relate to. So guys, I've ran on for roughly 18-20 minutes now. I kind of want to close this out. If you have any questions or any comments, leave them down below. I will respond to them as quickly as I can. Like I say, this is a video series I want to continue talking about different issues with that people with disabilities face, or different aspects of living with a disability is a better way to say it. This video is going to be posted on this channel. However, other topics we talk about may be posted on mine and my wife's YouTube channel, and I will include a link to that channel in the description below. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up button. If it's your first time coming to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Check out some other videos in the bubbles or boxes right around here somewhere. Links to all of my social media will be in the description below, so be sure to give me a follow there. Thanks for watching, and have a great night.